Raiders from Belgium have joined.
End of line.
Matt Jenko Tech subscribed with Prime. They've subscribed for 46 months. And says we're Soldering.
End of line.
JEPIN 247S subscribe.
Guys, wanting the microphone receiver plugged in. Ugh, you're so needy. Jeez. Okay. All right. First off, Majeko, thank you for the Prime sub and for counting 32, 45 months there, 46 months. 40. We're going to pretend that's 46. I don't care.
They've subscribed for 44 months, currently on a 44-month streak. And says
all autonomous units except mandatory sector assimilation. Coordinated construction underway. Deployed and cauterized. Entering phase 9, enhanced compliance. Deploy advisory control and oversight. Submit and be subsumed by your command.
Matt Jenko Tech says DHEER 100 numbers hard.
End of line.
G-Pin, thank you for the Prime sub and for 28 months. Vital Knief, thank you for the Tier 1 sub and for 44. Okay. 44 months. Okay. Majeko, thank you for the 100 bits. Okay. What I was...
Phantom says American Sign Language stream would be interesting, though that would be limiting to your non-American viewers. CHEER.
It would be limiting to me.
End of line.
David, thank you for the 110 bits. What I was pantomiming before the start of the stream was, you ever realize you make a mistake 30 seconds before you go to try and do the thing? Because that might have been me just now. We'll figure this out. Okay. Hello. What we are doing today is trying to make a remote for this.
Subscribed at Tier 1. They've subscribed for 48 months.
End of line.
Spooky, thank you for the Tier 1 sub and for 48 months. That was easy. Thank you for 48 months of Tier 1 there. Yeah, so we're going to convert this Nikon remote shutter to be a remote for this thing so that I can start and stop a countdown on this. Now, to replace the Nikon remote shutter, I bought a wireless remote shutter. I've already tested this. It works fine. We probably won't even mess with that today because it doesn't matter. But this thing internally is just 3 blades that get pressed down by pressing this button, and we can solder wires to.
And a line.
David, thank you for the 100 bits. And that means that the only thing we need to do is connect this to this. Now, the Nikon connector is super weird, and we're never going to be able to replicate that. So we need BNC connectors. Now, initially, I was looking at buying raw BNC cable and then putting connectors on it myself until I realized that sounds hard and expensive and annoying. But then more critically, the final nail in the coffin was I need 2 cables to run in parallel, and it would be super great to not have 2 completely separate floppy cables. And that led me to a solution that has 2 BNC cables directly run in parallel attached, and that is to use, I can tap things until eventually it works correctly. Oh wait, let me close the stream on the server. Anyway, it's an S-Video to BNC adapter cable. And the thing that I realized just as soon as I hit the go live button is that these are probably 75 ohm BNC jacks, but they also don't look that different. So I don't know, maybe they cheaped out and these are 50 ohm. I got no idea. So we're gonna see if these just fit on nice and clean, and if they do, we're gonna cut off the S-Video connector and then solder this inside of here, and then we'll just have 2 BNC jacks coming out of there. Those are 75. I don't want to hear they're 75 because then we're done. Okay. So do these just plug in? Not really. Paul Guy, the tips are physically a larger diameter for 75 ohm cables. They don't plug in. Okay. Seriously though? So why is it? Because the tip sizes really don't look different. Could it be that they plug in and can destroy the mating connector in the process? Oh, this just gets even better. Dribble it down. It's an internal pin. Like, it's not trivial. So if I put it on this, well, that goes in perfectly fine. Perhaps that's the key. Wait a minute. I know how we do this. I know how we solve it. We're not dead in the water. We just sacrifice something else. These are 50 ohm BNC, but I don't really care about them. So we put one here. And one here. And then we can plug this in here. It actually fits extremely well. And then that's there. Problem solved. Good enough. Okay.
Matt Genko Tech says CHEER 100. Like any decent serial connection, we can connect it through a chain of adapters. Maybe try adding a null modem.
And a line.
Matt Genko, thank you for the 100 bits. All right. Yeah, end of problem. Yes, exactly. Do you have to terminate the other end? I have no idea. We'll find out. Okay. So, is totally the optimal signal path. Yeah, well, the good news is I don't think it'll matter. Okay, so for those of you who weren't here last weekend, the idea of what I'm doing is if I reset this, okay, the machine starts counting here. So we're counting milliseconds, okay? So we have milliseconds here, and then this digit from here on are seconds. And what I want to be able to do is press a button to start counting and then slide it down to lock it to start the count, okay? If I switch this to input here, it turns out what I can do, last weekend we were using a connector on the rear, but Philip found out that this gets the EXT signal from the rear, and we can use that. So we have a signal here, and then we can change the time base over here to count however we want. So we can use this as our signal source, and then this is our input. Now, this is all in the same machine, so grounding doesn't really matter. Signal integrity, we're just counting a wave. It's probably fine. So we can accept some jank here. So what I want to do is solder this cable that has the BNC connectors that I need into this remote so that I can use this to short a connection between these two jacks. So there's not a whole lot more to this. Let's just try it and find out. I guess one thing I should do is multimeter these to continuity check and make sure they work how I think they work before we get started. By the way, I still have this mounted on the upper shelf because I'm kind of liking it. It makes the whole thing wobble a little more than I would like, but it's kind of nice to have it really high up. All right, we are going to need to solder. We also need this, and then I need some probes. Where did those end up? Did I put them all away like some kind of idiot? Probably. All right. All right, some probulators there. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Laura Kuhn says CHEER 100 less chance or more chance of a head-to-camera interface issue.
And a line.
I don't know. I feel like I mostly have a problem where I will put this directly in front of my face, or I'll be sitting like that. And maybe having this be able to be higher up and farther back will actually make it less likely to obstruct my face. So in a way, maybe less likely. Okay, so beepity beep. Okay, let's ground to ground. Okay, that doesn't do anything. And then upper, lower. Okay, and then it's not connected on the other side, right? Okay, and then this one would be connected. Yep, okay. Let's check the pin. I'm not gonna be too particular about not touching the shielding. Perfect. And then pin. Perfect. Okay, so we definitely should just be able to cut this connector off and then solder it into there. This is gonna be like a 5-minute long stream. This is the easiest thing ever. Okay. Let's grab this.
Dorofox says CHEER 100.
He probe on my GPIO till I ground fault by your command.
Ah. Okay.
GOGOGADGET 360 SIZHEER 100 dot for the choo-choo because that's how it works or whatever dot. This can be put towards the replacement wiring you will need.
End of line.
Endora Fox, thank you for the 100 bits. And GoGo Gadget, thank you for the 100 bits as well. All right. This feels wrong to do with this thing that I bought that's like literally brand new, but there we go. So yeah, I bought this cable on Amazon just for the purpose of cutting off that. So this will go into here. So let's crack this thing open again. No, I needed that? Yeah. Surprised no one so far has tried to tell me, oh, you should have put a S-video cable or connector on this. Because I considered that, but then I realized I don't want the potential loose connection. Because that would have been really bad if it sent errant signals in there.
Belgium subscribed with Prime. They've subscribed for 39 months, currently on a 39-month streak. And says a resub for the choo-choo too because I can't find the sub message I thought would be funny dot when it occurred to me during the week dot. Never mind.
End of line.
Ben, thank you for the Prime sub and for 32, 6, 6, 7... No, 32, 30,
LUCKYBOB 77 SIZHEER 100 choo-choo.
Yeah, this. There we go. Ben, thank you for the 37 months. I appreciate that. And Lucky Bob, thank you for the 100 bits. Okay. Let's pop this open again, which, yeah, is not easy. Okay. So we're gonna lose the strain relief.
Prime dot. They've subscribed for 27 months. And says colon.
End of line.
P01, thank you for the holy moly.
Chugga-chugga-choo-choo. Hype train now arriving at the Tech Tangent station.
End of line.
P01, thank you for the Prime sub and for 27 months. And Nakalak, thank you for the 100 bits. Okay. Oh, do I have to remove the leaves? I really, really, really don't want to. I think I have to. That sucks. Hopefully they're all the same. Because the wire is trapped under these. Oh, I feel like this is going to do bad things to the mount point.
GOGADGET 360 SIZHEER 100.
Dash, I may be a toaster, but I still care about my fellow non-toaster wires being hurt by your command.
Go catch. Thank you for the 100 bits. Which weird not? It's for a D5300. I have zero clue what the connector name is.
Community, they've gifted a total of 63 in the channel.
End of line.
Wesley, thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs. I really appreciate that. All right, come here. Come here. I think it's jammed in there, and that this is very poorly designed. Surprising for garbage from China. Come on. Yeah. Okay. Come here. Pop out. It's catching on this right here. That's like they had to wedge it in there and then bent it in place. It just straight up does not have enough room. It's shaving the plastic off of this pillar as it comes out. It's almost like this wasn't meant to be user serviceable or something. I also feel like maybe I probably shouldn't solder on the wires while they're in the plastic body, maybe, you know, would be a good idea. So removing these Yeah, not a bad call all around, actually. Oh my gosh! Jeez! Great, the next one's gonna be like that too. Wonderful, yay. Look at this, hold on. Why would you not just cut the wire and splice it? Reasons.
FM00RT subscribed at tier 1. They've subscribed for 41 months.
And a line.
Fnord, thank you for the tier 1 sub and for 41 months. I appreciate that. So, you can see they damaged the plastic dragging this thing down into there the very first time. Like, look at the marks on there. Just, geez. Deziak, it would be a really bad idea to solder on the metal leaves while they're in there. Or you're saying cut the wire and solder that. There's not a lot of lead on there to strip back. I would have to strip this. Also, the wire, the reason I'm removing it, this wire is pinched underneath of that pin. Well, that level, I don't know.
Is this the voice? I think it is. Manuals are percent CHER 100.
And a line.
David, thank you for the 100 bits. All right. Let's see if we can get this out of here. Ah, that one worked well. Okay, there we go. These are, I presume, all identical. They're bent slightly different. Love that. Cool. One moment. One, two, three. Okay. Technically, I don't need that one at all. That one, and then there we go. Okay. So that's loose. Now we figure out how this is going to work. So we have the ground signal here, I presume. We'll check. I love how... I'm so glad I didn't want this for video. Oh my gosh. By the way, when you see people complain about garbage Amazon video cables, this is what they're talking about. Holy moly. Are you kidding me? So...
Drorapax says the Y40,000 and 29 Chi 20,000 and 24 and 100
oh, you needed a percent P. Also, you can't, I guess you can mix it with the voices.
And 17 lot 20,000
but thank you for the 512 bits.
519 and 75 now 40,000 and 22 pot 20,000 and 26
that's not coaxial cable.
20,000 and 27
it is unshielded.
And 26 T100 YU 60,000 and 24 per 20,000 and 21 AO 30,000 and 24 LX 100 May 40,000 and 26 Lay 90,000 and 27 F 300 400 Web 30,000 and 29 N 100 XOR 40,000 and 20 Foreigner 40,000 and 21 MIY 40,000.
It really makes you pay for it when that happens too.
15 BIY 20,000 and 19 DHAX 40,000 and 22 K 12,000. 526
let's double check that those are actually ground.
527 LX75 BIY 40,000 and 26 low 60,000 and 24 for 20,000 and 21 AO 30,000 and 24 LX 100 May 40,000 and 26 lay 90,000 and 27 F300 300 period CHEER 512.
End of line.
There we go. Nora Fox, thank you for the 512 bits. I'm sorry that didn't work. Let's see. So I'm trying to figure out how I want this to connect. So I can run the wires down here. There's like plenty of strain relief built into this thing. I am not in any way worried about that. But I do need to make sure that these don't short against the leaves. So I think I might pull this slightly farther back.
Belgiumet says I missed that deck talk. Can you read it out again, please? CHEER 100.
End of line.
Ben, thank you for the 100 bits. I think I want just slightly longer wires on that. We're all sorry.
David Phantom says, I can see me loving nobody but you for all my life. When you're near me, baby, the skies will be blue for all my life. CHEER 100.
End of line.
Ben, thank you for the 100 bits. That was brave to do that. How many times did you have to double check that you put the percent in there too? Just out of curiosity. I'm not saying you have a bad track record of that or anything, but okay, I think I'm safe to do this. It's not just a good idea, it's the law. I'm not that brave or stupid enough to risk it. Okay, where'd the solder go? There it is. Wonder what's the character limit? 500 characters? Because that's how much you can fit in a Twitch message. There is a serial buffer limit that I think you hit first, though. Okay. I swear we had some people send longer messages that timed out, essentially. Maybe I'm wrong. Okay. So now I need to solder these to 1 and 2, but also not have it touch them. Yeah, I really think we've had timeouts, though. And it wasn't from character length. Maybe there's something else at play. 30-second time limit on calling your redeems. It's not that, because you guys could never hear that. It would be a nice feature to get with software deck talk, though.
Rorafox says CHEER 100.
Dot, I'm gonna eat a pizza, Dot.
Oh, gosh.
Hi, can I order a pizza?
No,
Why?
'cause you are John Madden.
By your command.
Endora Fox, thank you for the 100 bits. Just ran into the deck talking to a WAV file, use socks to crop it to 30 seconds. Why socks? Why not FFmpeg? Oh my gosh. Do you hate yourself? And Dora Fox, thank you for the 100 bits if I didn't say it. Okay. Hopefully I have this in the right order. Oh, this is going to be fun. Oh, these have got to go way far down. Jeez. And that one also, I have to like screw the one in below this one. Oh, this is fun. Okay. You finish this up already? It's taking more than 2 deck talk mistakes to get to this point. I'm working on it. Jeez. Okay. I'm becoming mildly nervous I have these in the wrong order now, though. And that they're going to touch when they shouldn't. I think it like just barely floats above it, but I'm not sure. Eesh. We're gonna have to do a continuity test on this before I seal it up. Oh my gosh, I gotta go blow my nose again. This is driving me crazy, as usual. Like, oh gosh. So frustrating. Every time. Ben. Yeah, those are definitely already touching. Mild concern with switch bounce, but using milliseconds will alleviate that somewhat. Bigger problem is the leaves always touching, though. I know, Majenko, there was an XKCD comic about it years ago. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Because it's not a sneeze. I'm not sneezing. It's just overproductive, let's say. Well, it's not a stop-start signal. It's just connecting a timer, a pulse. And since it's milliseconds, it really won't matter. There we go. Okay, let's put this one on, and then we'll see. Wow, I think I completely screwed this up. I don't know how. I either bent these or something. I don't know. I don't know what I did. Well, that's frustrating. Great. I know I put it on the wrong post, but I have no idea what order they go in now. All right, let's see if this aligns even remotely close enough to working. Due to the way it all physically fits together, there's no way to know until I actually put it together. Okay. Beep test. Actually, it would be easier to do this. And then jam the probes in the end. Okay. Beep mode and... Okay. Well, that's a problem. Okay. So I need to bend the other two up a little more, I think. That's it. All right, now we can just put the chassis screws back in, and I think we're good.
Dorifax says probe my port Soya CHER 128.
End of line.
Thank you for 128 bits in Dorifox. Oh, that is nice. Okay, let's see it in action. Here we go. So, I have cable. The cable can reach reasonably far away. I didn't get a super long one because there wasn't one. And we have the remote. So, reset. 1 millisecond. I'll reset again and go. Huh. Huh? What? What? Hold on. Let's make sure that the shields are actually connected. Okay. That's what I thought. And then this and this. How? Short between signal and ground?
Sleepy developer subscribed at tier
No.
1. They've subscribed for 17 months.
End of line.
Sleepy Developer, thank you for the tier 1 sub and for 17 months of hanging out.
Belgiumet says shields schmields. Someone's obviously jamming your signal. My guess would be raspberry.cher 100.
End of line.
Settings, yeah, we'll check that here. Let's also, for kicks, validate that I'm actually getting a signal here. So I should get something. Actually, let's go here. Hertz. Okay, yeah, so I'm getting a 1 kilohertz signal out of it. Reset. Okay, nothing. And then I get a reading. What? So that's holding button, and then I release the button, and then it takes it a second, but it goes away. So the signal is dying in this. You know, these BNC connector doodads do kind of suck. There is a non-zero chance that that could happen. Yeah, the female, no, the male end pulled out. Just garbage. Let me try a different one. That's not going to bode well for something that gets pulled on slightly. Here we go. And is this one bad now? Oh my gosh. Well, there we go. Boom. It's like 1 volt. I don't think a terminator is really needed. Yeah, so this is the idea. Boom. So now we can just count. Okay, so let's set it to 1 second. And then we'll see what kind of bounce we get. Nothing. Yeah, no, it's perfect. Yeah, it's cleaner than the actual switches are. Yeah, that's excellent. That's so nice. Why putting those at alt? Because those are 75 ohm BNC ports. The tip is bigger diameter.
100 performance anxiety strikes everyone, don't you know?
End of line.
Dora Fox, thank you for the 100 bits. Yeah, so this was an S-video cable, and it didn't occur to me until literally today, right before stream, that meant it would be 75 ohm tips. Having rebooted absolutely everything in between browser and router. Oh gosh. Well, Ben, look at this. Boom. It's working. I just have dying, stupid BNC T-junctions that are breaking and destroying everything to contend with. If this was soldered, this would not be an issue. I don't know why they don't solder this in. Bounce has to be faster than the signal you put through it to matter. Well, I think I could... Oh, you're right. That's interesting. Okay, yeah. So I guess for 1 millisecond, I could probably do a little bit, but yeah, it's not going to be an issue. Oh, this rocks. This is so nice. Oh my gosh. So one option I have also is instead of using the T-junctions, I could use these joiners and then just put 250 ohm BNC cables in between. That is also an option, and extend it, essentially. It completely negates my whole point of getting the S-video cable in the first place, because I wanted a single cable that was joined, but this would solve the stupid, broken, awful nonsense T-junctions. Do straight up 70? I don't know. I'm gonna guess not, since you really shouldn't be mixing the two ecosystems. So this will definitely solve the problem. I mean, I want to connect video sources to oscilloscopes, Helen Croft, so I wouldn't say not a single sane person would. Oh, this is super nice, though. This rocks. BNC cables gives a cleaner look. It does, yes, it looks better. This part sucks. I don't like that. If this weren't like a really cool vintage piece of equipment, I would just ram them on there. Like if this thing sucked, but if it wasn't a really cool vintage piece of equipment, I wouldn't be using it. So it doesn't matter. All right. That's super cool. Okay, so what do we do now for the next hour and 10 minutes? Should we find something to time? What can we time? Hide the ugly part under the desk? It's more than just that. It's that now this is part of the setup too. I don't want more stuff in the setup. The whole point was to have just a single cable that I plug into it. I don't know, that went on super easy. You know what, it's fine, whatever. Boom. That didn't require any force at all. You know what? I wonder if the tips on these got crushed going into the other 50 ohm ones. That'll work, I'm happy with that, I'm satisfied now. So, these probably the worst kind of tips. They're the flat metal that's rolled over. So it's very possible that got crushed. So now it just fits. It probably got crushed when I plugged it into these. Although that seems huge. I don't know. Who cares? It fits now. Worst case, we'll replace BNC jacks on the HP in the future. It's not a fun proposition. But it's probably okay. Because this, yeah, there's zero resistance on that. That just feels completely normal now. I think it'll be fine. I think these got deformed, which is perfect. All right, well, that solves that then. Let me just put all of my incredible T adapters back in for the next time I want to pretend like they work. You broke it till it was fixed. Now you have left and right audio swap. Yeah. So I wanted them to be different colors because I was like, oh, it's the input signal and the output. I want to make sure I don't get them backwards until I realize, oh, wait, duh, it's the exact same thing. I'm joining them. So yeah, now they're like that. But the only real thing that matters is that it's one cable that goes into the remote. That's it. Ultimate definition, happy little accident? Yeah. Just to plug them in different ways so they plug in properly. Oh gosh. Okay, this is excellent now. Oh, I don't want to lose track of these. Uh-oh. I lost something mildly important. Oops. I have, speaking of weird little network or RF adapters, I have these for the antennas for the LTE, and I am not using them right now because I actually get a better signal without those currently, and I need those to be able to plug the LTE or in the antennas into the Netgear LTE thing, and now I lost one. So that's cool. Well, hopefully I find that someday. Their insertion collapses away from all right. So, for giggles, I think we should try and learn how to do this on this thing as well. Oh wait, this doesn't have a SIGGEN at all. Never mind. Because I was going to say, for instances where the bench is like really full or something, it would have been nice to have the small one, but nope. I mean, it would be the easiest thing ever to make a 1 kilohertz clock to put with it, but no. Okay. That seems deficient, yeah. If you're not using a 50-pound piece of hardware to, you know, count, what's the point? What's the model number of the small one? It's an HP 5315A, but there's like a bunch of different options you can get on it, and that one doesn't have any of them. So if you look up like, oh, it can have a SIGGEN, that one doesn't have it. This is one of those streams that just went too well, and now I'm out of stuff to do. Here, while that's counting, let's dig out the other Nikon and test that shutter release cable actually works. That'll be our test. It's kind of cool. I can show it to you guys, too. I mean, it's like the most generic thing ever, but it's pretty handy. Clock radio? No, in general, again, I don't want to open that thing unless I have like an actual good amount of time to work on it, because it's a nightmare. So let me find the Nikon. Where did I put it? Is it here? No, but there's a bunch of lenses. There it is. Okay. The battery's dead. Of course the battery's dead. And this is one. I have not been able to find a battery eliminator for the D5000, and I'm so frustrated by it. Or let me rephrase that. I haven't been able to find a USB-C battery eliminator. For my D5300, I have a battery eliminator that plugs in there that has a USB-C power output cable, which makes it so that I can power it via a battery bank, which is so nice. Okay. Let me just charge this. And is there a different battery in here that may already be charged? I will spoil that after I find a figure 8 cable for this thing. Gosh, that counter is so loud. 3D print option not out there? Well, you have to have a regulator that steps down the, like, USB-C power or whatever and negotiates it to 3.7 volts or whatever. You can't just ram 5 volts straight into it. Okay, so that's charging now. That's a video cable. This is the bag that the lens should go into. Might be my other bag that has the batteries in it. Yeah, I'm not making one. I'll just straight up say that. I'm not making one. So we can just stop suggesting that. Alright, come on. Did I take all the batteries out and put them somewhere? I'm starting to feel like I did, because I'm not finding any batteries. Why do I have an Arca Swiss plate? Oh, this is the monopod plate. This is ENEL9A. So no, it is not that. So it has 3 blades on there. And no one got time to memorize all that, Wesley. Okay, that's a D5300 battery. That is also a D5300 battery. I don't remember what this is, but I feel like it went to a floppy drive. That's concerning. This is also D5300 battery. Okay, so none of those. And then this is empty. All right. There's also a chance it's the only battery that is still holding a charge for me. Okay, well, we'll just give this a little bit of time. I don't know how we'll ever know how much time we've been charging it. All right, well, while that's going, let's pull this out and make sure that the physical connector plugs in. Okay, so the way this works is kind of cool. I did not realize this. I almost want more of these, but I would also have to have more cameras. So there are batteries in this already because I tested it. So I can turn this on, boop, and it says channel 1. And then you turn on the remote and it says channel 1. You press a button on here and boop, it turns red over there. I think you can have one remote control multiple camera shutters at once, which sounds kind of awesome. And I did not think of that as a feature before I bought it. So you pop this on here and then cinch this down. And then over here, you open this up and then, yeah, that looks the same. You plug the adapter cable in. Boop. And then you plug it in here. Boom. And then that's ready to go. Unfortunately, this takes AAAs. So that kind of sucks. But it works. Also, if I pop the battery out when it's definitely had enough of a charge, and I put it in there, the camera gonna turn on? It does, okay. So it will actually autofocus. It might be telling me it doesn't want to autofocus. I think it might be telling me that the battery's dead, actually. But it does autofocus. Maybe I just go buy a generic battery eliminator and deal with it not being a USB-C one. Okay, ENEL9A. Let me look this up. Amazon, Nikon, ENEL9A.
Drawer box says CHEER 100. I found one. See your Discord DMS.
End of line.
All right, thank you. And thank you for the 100 bits. Found a just generic one, wall power or USB-C? Oh gosh, I'm not buying it from AliExpress. Sorry. No way. That does look like it though. Yeah, so I need that, but in the US already, because I don't want to deal with importing stuff right now. Interesting though. They exist. Yeah, it does exist. That's very good to know, and very frustrating that I can't just get it. I wonder if it's smarter than the Raspberry Pi 5. I wonder if they have power connections on both sides of the USB-C port. Because, fun fact, the Pi doesn't. You gotta flip the USB-C connector every now and then. Yeah, eBay, maybe. Maybe. Let's see, is there any kind of ENL converter EP5? USB-C EP5. Interesting. Is it just called EP5 for the battery eliminator? Eliminator. DTAP ELN15. That's the wrong form factor. ELN14. Is that correct? I don't think it's correct. No, it's not. That's probably, that would actually work with the other one. So it's probably ELN5. That was N5 or some other 5. EP5. EP5. These are saying they come with like 2 different things, but they're not compatible. Unless it comes with 2 different battery connections. Yeah, no, I think they're dirty liars. Are we working on tomorrow's show? I gotta be honest completely. Right now, after spending over a month on the PS2, I have no idea what I'm working on. For the next video, for the next stream, I don't know anything. It's been too long focused on one project. Honestly, I'm almost kind of wanting to just take a break. I have no idea. Oh, I have not actually seen the D5300 USB-C adapter for sale in a while, so that's kind of cool to see again. Yeah, I'm not seeing that. Okay, well, I don't know. I guess I'll have to figure that out more later. Alright. Well, let me turn these off, because we're apparently not going to be able to test that today. With Penny Pro might be biased. I have a build planned for that. Oh, I just noticed stupid Microsoft Surface has been trying to turn off the entire stream. Let me go fix that. Every now and then it just does this. It's very annoying. I thought it might have been related to closing the keyboard cover. Every now and then, Linux on laptops, if you try and close the lid while you're shutting down the machine, the way that the lid power or sleep to the, let me rephrase that. The way that the lid close detection switch behaves can change between your desktop environment being loaded and not loaded, and then it can go to sleep while it's doing the like kernel only shutdown process. Yeah, multiple times, David, I've had that happen. All right, this is awesome. This is so good. I'm really enjoying this. That failed to turn on before. I feel like that's a different kind of issue. Why will the camera not focus? There we go. Dude, this rocks. This is so cool. Okay. Well, now what? This worked too well. It went too fast. To hold down volume and power button to solve it. It's like it forgets how to boot. That is super weird. It's noisy, nearly impossible to replace fan. Oh, do you have one of these? So the fan on this, I would rate as nearly impossible to replace. I'm pretty sure it's a 110 volt direct wire. The chassis, the way that it mounts is ridiculous. I find lubricating the bearings makes a huge difference. So if yours is noisy, like unbelievably noisy, you may just need to lubricate the bearings, or maybe it's been run too long without the bearings being lubricated and it's just trashed. I don't know. But yeah, if it starts getting real, oh, Surface. I don't even think that one has a fan. If it does, I don't know. Oh, dude, it's so good. So now I can just leave the remote with it and it's ready to rock. That's so cool. Okay, I'm gonna let the camera battery just keep charging. Okay. Seems like somebody having the Surface 6s at work. Okay, note to self, don't get a Surface 6. I'm actually interested in getting a replacement Surface for that. It's a 5, theoretically. That's like the one model number where they decided to just call it Surface Pro, kind of like Doom 2016. So annoying. Picked up a bunch of USB-C chargeable batteries from a BM Pocket Fort 6K. I gotta be honest, I never ever run mine on batteries. I'm pretty sure I've even removed all of the battery. Nope, there's one in there. You want to see how long the battery on this lasts? Okay, I'm gonna unplug power here. Okay, let me do this so you can see. Okay, I'm gonna unplug the power cable. Let's see how long the battery lasts. Maybe it's a fluke. Maybe it just didn't like the power supply being on or interrupted. Let me turn it off and turn it back on again. Huh, that's weird. So yeah, they are just the standard LP E6s, but yeah, I should take this thing out. Have to be in the field a bunch. You gotta have batteries. I'm imagining a bandolier batteries because this thing just chews through them. I don't think it was actually intended to be run off batteries, personally. I think that was a lie. Pocket Cinema have 30 minutes. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's terrible. The battery life is atrocious on these. Okay. 30 minutes of recording time? Yeah. Yeah, they're infamously bad. Okay. I genuinely have no idea what to work on. I feel bad, like, saying I want to take a break since I just did all the networking nonsense. That's like, I had to just stop doing things to take care of, but I was working during that. But I have genuinely no idea what I'm going to work on next at this point. Replace battery with turkey sandwich, yeah. You have 6 of them in a magazine. That's awesome. Need a break, take a break, it's fair. Yeah, it's... I don't know. I think I need to get the PS2 video fully behind me. I gotta drive home in Dora Fox. In less than an hour. The clock is a bigger project. We're not starting that. It's another Data Jet Roller Model 70, yeah. Cold one, that's what's inferred. Clean your desk. I'm not doing that on stream. Just a little network switch. Let's test it. It passed. Where should we stick the sticker? On top? No, it's air vents. Side. Oh, gosh. Can you seriously not say beer on Twitch? No, I mean, you could. Definitely. Image some floppies? I could do... Oh, you know what? That does remind me, actually. There is a task that I want to do. Maybe we could work on this. This is not video worthy because I've already done it. This thing. I would like to replace the drive with one of the redump drives. Where's the spare? Oh, I didn't take it home, did I? I may have. Oops. Yeah, I think I did. Okay, so I'll have to bring that back. But we could tear this thing down. What is that? This is the Alaritech Robo Racer LS. So this is the other CD robot that I have, and I would like to be able to use this at home. But the downside is that it has a light-on optical drive that is not compatible with Redumper, and the drive is unique. So as a refresher from the video I did on this thing, we have CD Robot at home. I literally want CD Robot at home. So there's this whole setup, and this is a piece, I feel like this comes off, but I don't know how. Anyway, the drive on this has an arm that lowers, and the tray that is part of the optical drive. Hold on, the camera's being stupid. Camera's being extraordinarily stupid. Tray that's part of the optical drive has this flap, and this is completely unique. And this is required because you're supposed to put discs in there, and then you put this here, and then this arm lowers to drop the tray, and then the discs slide into here. This is how this one automatically changes through discs. So used to streamers having euphemisms for everything at this point wouldn't shock me. Yeah, I'm like, the only thing that I would be likely to do that I think would maybe be not the best idea is Wolfenstein. That's still the one thing I feel like, maybe not showing the insignias all over in that on stream. So, but yeah, so here's the thing. This tray is completely unique to this drive, and I would like to take apart the tray from one of the, I forget, the LG drives, and then model it, and then print a replacement. It's going to have to be in resin at home, and then install that so that I have an LG drive with this tray that can drop down. So that is a project that I would like to do that we could work on. That's pretty simple. So I have a only in Germany mode that replaces all the bad symbols. I mean, probably, but just, I'm not gonna, yeah. So, yeah, we could work on that. Not right now, because I don't have the drive that we need. I mean, I do. But they're in the other CD robot. We're not taking that apart right now. So we can work on that. I guess the other thing is the Sony SMC70, but I don't know. That's a whole other complicated project. Where did we leave off on that? The SMC70? I think I got the power supply put back together. Frowning faces replaces smiles. Yeah. Let me put this back here, so I have to look at it. Because it was in the front room, because I thought I was going to take it home, and then I realized I can't do that anymore because I can't use redumper. And then let me move this out of the way and then grab the SMC70, and we'll assess where we are with that project. Battery fire, that's concerning. Oh, it's gonna be so awesome to have this ready to go. Cable's kind of the perfect length as well. Guess I can just tuck this in with the cable. All right, fold that down, and now this can go back into the storage bench back here until we need to time something. Okay, SMC70. All right. So, if you have missed the stuff that has been looking at this is a Sony SMC70. No, it is not an MSX computer. It is, if anything, a CPM computer. And I got it without a power supply. It's just gone. Excuse me. Gone. So what I've been working on is the previous owner hacked in an ATX power supply connector. So I've been working towards getting a Pico PSU mounted and trying to rebuild some of the mechanical structure of how the original power supply mounted. The last time we worked on this, I created a 3D printed mount in here that allows me to mount a power switch in there in a very similar way to how the original was mounted. And then I cut my finger off and I had to end stream. No, stream is just over, but I did also cut my finger. It has fully healed since then. So now we have a mount for the power switch. This isn't even screwed in, by the way. This just snaps in so well that I can actuate that. That's how well modeled this ended up being. So I can pop this out now. So the next thing we have to do is figure out, actually I guess I should pop this back in, the position between this component and the 12 volt power supply that we need to mount in here. Now, one thing I could do, I haven't actually done this yet, I could remove this cable and run it through the 3D printed part. Let's see what that looks like. Because I'm lazy and I don't want to think or have to look up or remember what the wire colors are. Yoink. Let's take this apart. I can't even imagine trying to make a video out of this. I've been working on this for like 6 months off and on as like a side project between streams. It'd be impossible to find all of the footage, and it would just be the stream footage and put it together. Oh, man. Okay, so I'm gonna shove these through here, which sucks. There we go. And then, oh, that is tight in the best possible way. It just barely fits through. Oh, that's going to be really nice. So this, I can now finally show you how the strain relief works. So we have a cone that goes down into there, and when you pull the cable, it bends up against that, and the maximum radius that it can hit is the edge of that cone. Now, it could get pulled a little tighter like that, but like you'd really have to try. So the strain relief is not so much something that gives, it just restricts how much it can bend. So that's kind of cool. That's not how the original worked. The original was just like a generic plastic bulkhead with a 90-degree angle. Mine's actually a lot nicer. I'm just gonna quickly do that, and then this, which will solve some other problems. 6-hour stream, you scanning the documentation for that, computer designs. No, we have, that's on archive.org. You can go find it. I mean, archive.org was down the last time I tried to open it, but maybe they're back online now. Okay. Now, one thing I wanted to do was tie a knot in this to keep it from being able to be pulled out, but honestly, it's so tight, I don't think that's necessary. I think that any bend internally to go over to this is going to be good enough. So I'm not going to worry about that. Okay. Photo. Hold on. Blah, blah, blah. This, that. Boom. Oh, yeah, by the way, this is completely sidebar. So this is that monitor that I was using with the 8514. Turns out it was absolutely covered in nicotine. I noticed a smudge on it, and I was like, oh, I'm just going to clean that off. And then I did one wipe across the center, and then it was like suddenly way cleaner there. Oh, and then I was into it. So I had to clean the entire monitor. It was disgusting. Okay, green, white, black. That was one, I think that might be the first time I've ever encountered something that was like, yes, this is actually cigarette nicotine, because it was on glass. There's no bromine involved there. Wrap a zip tie? I could put a zip tie on it. I don't know that I have any, but I can always do that later before I do the... Well, it's not like there's any final assembly that's really final. It's not how this thing goes together. It will always be easy to get back into this. Okay. There we go. I need to redo the black one. Or maybe just pull it out a little. Back from cooking, being lazy, don't want to look up the colors. That was ATX, the surprise note. No, there's the laminated charts have not progressed beyond VGA and serial. I need to make more of those. Too many projects. Additionally, no, this was for 120 volt AC power cable. Because I had to remove the wires so that I could run them through the 3D printed thing. Like that. Oh, you know what? I really hope that this fits through the plastic. Whew, okay. That would have been a problem. All right, so now we can see what this is like. They're good ideas. Probably didn't think of it first. Might steal it. Go for it. Okay. So. Pull that a little more taut. Okay. So I think it's... I can't remember. Is it fine to have this over here? Or is that going to impinge on this area? I don't remember. I think that's okay. I think the problem was there was just nowhere... Oh, I remember now. I'm an idiot. You know what would make the power switch work a lot better is if we connected the wires to that instead. I gotta figure out how I want to wire that in, actually. Yeah. Why does it have so many, like, things, too? But that'll work. Okay, let's pop this out again. All right, let's figure out a wiring solution for this. I have a photo of this, and now I can take them out for a while. So I know earth ground will not need to be done. Offhand, do you switch live or neutral? Probably live, but then again, it could be one of those weird things like, actually, you switch neutral. Or maybe I shouldn't take advice from strangers on the internet and I should just go look it up. Find the advice from different strangers on the internet. Ideally both, but live is more sensible. Both, that's not what I would have expected. Okay. Maybe it can do both. Let's find out. Because it looks like it's double ganged. still frustrated. I made such a simple mistake of measuring to the wall instead of on pitch. But oh well.
Floricoon says CHEER 100 like you will find stranger people on the internet than us.
And a line.
See, I thought you were going to say, first off, thank you for the 100 bits, David. I thought you were going to say, like, you'll find anyone on the internet who has an opinion on wall wire powering, or wall power wiring. We have to do both because our main plug is not polarized. Ah, yeah, that makes sense. This one is polarized, but it could be not. Especially if I get lazy and use weird adapters, which I would never do. Okay. Yeah, this is definitely rated for AC power. So we got 5 amp, 125 volt, or 2 amps at 250. So it's all good for that. Let's check how the switch itself actually works. Beep. Okay. Let's just take these three. I'm gonna go out on a limb and guess center is input. So one of these will probably be connected, and then if I flip the switch, the other side will be connected, is my guess. So this side, yes. But then not this side. Okay, and then flip. Now this won't be connected. Yep, and then this will. Okay. And then this, it should be the same down here. So these two should now be connected. Here and there. Okay, and then these across the switch should not be connected. No. And no. Okay. So, I should be able to put live and neutral into this, and then have that be the switchery thing. And since the dot's there, when they're connected, I will want this side to be the one that's connected. Yes, okay. So these will never be connected. I can remove those wires for sure. But the incoming wires on the outside terminals, what, does it matter? What? Got certification to do mains inspection on end user equipment? Ooh, fancy. Okay. Put the mains on the center contact, you still have live on the unused pins. But then it's extra spicy. And that's a good thing, right? Okay, fair. All right, so I'm going to pull these off because no matter what, they are not going to be used. Oh, cool. They're like super wrapped around. This is a wearing eyeglass safety glasses situation with soldering. This is not cool.
Floricoon says CHEER 100 there's extra spicy and there's Shelby looking like his touch to Van diagram.
And a line.
Stupid plastic. Chloe, thank you for the 100 bits. There we go. Okay, this one's going to be harder because, well, I'm slightly ambidextrous. Ow, hot wire hot. Only slightly ambidextrous. Come on. Man, they really wrapped it around. Come on, there we go.
GOGOGADGET
Okay.
360 SIZAGER 100 quick. What is the number for 911?
And a line.
Gogo Gadget, thank you for the 100 bits. All right. I still have to do the other ones, but, you know. In theory, maybe these yellow wires could reach. No, not really. That's not happening. Yeah, I'm going to have to cut new wires. Okay. So, where am I going to get that? Let me look in the random mystery bin of wires. Okay. Do I have a wall mains cable type? Ooh, hello. Random ATX power supply connector. That will be good enough. Let me see if I maybe have a different one. Because this one's intact. I just don't know what it goes to. Speaker cable's good for power, right? It's a wee little computer. How much power could it actually use? Okay, it's looking like we're going to use that. Unless I find a bundle of... Okay, that's exactly what I was looking for. Actually, a whole ATX connector. This is better. Zoom with a quality S video cable. Oh, see, now you're thinking, dude, I was not expecting that cable to be such garbage. Oh my gosh. I kind of want to cut open some more random Amazon video cables now. That was so disappointing. That's the wrong button. Okay, so I only need 2 wires here. We can grab a black one and maybe a yellow one. I think that sounds appropriate. I really don't need them to be that long though. Maybe I could grab some of these short ones that I never use. Maybe brown and orange. Those are long. Orange and blue. Those are like industry standard colors for power, right? For sure, definitely. Wait, are these even long enough? Not really. Okay, yellow and black it is. They're longer than I want, but it'll be fine. I know I could cut them to be shorter, but I'm also thinking maybe it would be smarter to not cut them to be shorter. So I just have more room. Hope it's an Adele ATX cable. I have no idea what it is. It was so long ago that it was cut up. Okay. getting the ground over is going to be a little more tough. I wonder if it even matters. Because this is DC. How is that connected? Does DC ground on that go through to wall ground? No. So it really doesn't matter. But I'll just peel back a little more insulation and then have it be long enough to go different places. So maybe here. Ah. Okay, that'll definitely give me enough length. Yeah. So. Oh. Wait, yellow isn't white. I was gonna say, I accidentally made them the same color, but I was like, just... No. Okay. You know, these don't seem like they're actually going to be rated for all that much power. These seem kind of thin, actually. Maybe it'll be fine. Maybe this is a bad idea. Because I'm just realizing this is actually a very, very, very small amount of conductor. The speaker wire might have been thicker. Yeah, I didn't quite realize that. Huh. Okay. Well, I do have another option. It's just a lot more. Where is it? It's like, it's too much. I mean, this would be thick enough to, like, run a starter motor off of almost. I mean, it's literally automotive. 10 gauge. That's a little much. Am I just gonna go grab a random power cable and cut it up? I guess I am. It's not like they're rare. Let's see. I think this will do. Oh, definitely not that one. All right, here we go. It's not like I was going to use the cable from the page scanner anyway. It's only, you know, an original IBM power cable with this awesome blue tape on it. You don't have 0 gauge wire like used for automotive audio amps? Yeah. Or I could just use this one. Okay. Good bait, yeah. Okay. So, pretty sure there is absolutely nothing special about this cable at all, and I really don't need that much. So I'm going to cut it kind of far back on here so there's a little extra length on there, because it's not like it really matters. Okay, and good call. This is one of the garbage ones. So good power cables will actually have twine in there as well for strain relief. The garbage ones are just straight up wire. And now, through the magic of just cutting up the same kind of cable, they're all the correct insulation color too. Okay, I'm gonna go with, yeah. I don't think there's even enough space in the chassis that couldn't be enough. Okay, this is where this now gets mildly sketchy. And I'm gonna be slightly less sketchy with how I do this. Why did I... Oh my gosh, that was horrifying. Taking out the device, I managed to remove a belt from one of the floppy drives down here. It hooked on just perfectly. Okay. I need to cut the insulation open so that I can pull the cables out, because I don't want the cables all be bundled together. But I also don't want my hands near it. It is a lot of insulation on there. Where'd that? Literally right in front of me. Floppy drives don't need belts anyway. Yeah. Okay, getting close. All right, come on. I have an idea. There we go. Now I bet. Yep. Perfect. Top cam is my... Oh, it is. Oops. That's weird. There we go. Ah. Come on, let go. Ah. Jeez. Okay. Now we have some acceptable wire. We don't want the ground. We do want these. All right, Helicroft thinks it would be, you know, like safe or whatever. Actually, you know what? The vise may not be a bad idea here. To put this on the outside pins. Now, I'm probably going to use real safety equipment for... I don't like that cracking sound. Well, whatever happened, happened. Okay. Now I need to remove all of those. Actually, we'll leave... No, we'll replace these first, because those are the ones that are going to need the wires soldered to them, and that will help remind me to put, excuse me, it on the outside. I'm going to grab the safety goggles again. I think we're only going to have time, maybe we'll have time to solder the other end on today, but we're running out of time here. Okay. Well, that went surprisingly well. Okay. I'll take it. Let's solder black and white wires to this. I'm wearing the safety glasses, by the way, because I don't trust this to not just like flick solder directly into my eyes while I'm doing this. Should I get revenge on the next person who has to work on this and curl the wire around here too? That's that whole Good Samaritan paying it forward thing, right? Future you will thank you, yeah. Actually, I know for a fact I don't want it pointed the same way as the existing wires. I want these to bend down. There we go. Come on. There we go. Okay. All right, let's get... Yeah, let's just remove these now, and then I'll solder this on later. Don't know when exactly. I'm not going to guarantee anything for stream tomorrow yet. Oh! Yep, that was what I was thinking could happen. Okay. I swear, it's like I somehow managed to, like, curl it through multiple times. Jeez. Ah, there we go. Blech. I think I should solder it now. If I don't solder it now, will I remember which side I should be soldering it to? I think I should shorten these just slightly. I'm actually going to tin them first, that way they don't split. Yeah, it's not like this took any real amount of time anyway. Yeah, it was worth doing now. So emote slots free. I can steal the just emote that SadMac is thinking from Discord. I have no idea what that is. All right. There we go. Obviously, as part of making sure this doesn't damage itself, I do need to reattach a switch. This is a curious problem. Okay, there we go. Whew. Thought I was kind of screwed there for a second. Gonna bother with heat shrink? On what? Because it won't go on the spade lugs or whatever you want to think of that as. Yeah, there's no way to get heat shrink on there. The wires just don't poke out in a way that would be practical for. These screws don't like me. Ah. Stupid non-magnetic screws. Is this the right size driver? So stop falling off. No, that's way worse. Okay, you know what? Maybe I can do this the other way. And I can use tweezers and kind of just drop it in. That is definitely worse. Shut up, phone. Oh my gosh. How did I even do this the first time? This is terrible. Maybe I threaded this one in before I put it in there. Jeez. Oh my gosh. I got it. Yes. There we go. Oh, it ended up being the perfect length. Okay, so we got the 3 wires. We got the switch. And then that'll go into the thing. That just pops right in. That's really, really easy. Well, the cable feeds through. Anyway, yep, there we go. Ugh. Gosh, that was terrible. Still need to figure out a way of mounting this to here, but I think it's going to be awful. And maybe if I actually find zip ties, maybe I'll just, you know, maybe come up with a solution related to that. So, all right, we are gonna call it there, though. Well, yeah, I have no idea what stream will be tomorrow or if stream will be tomorrow at this point. We'll see. There is a chance that I might just want to buckle down and get the PS2 video done. I don't know. But there's also a chance that I might want to record a couple more things for it. And if that's the case, then I'll probably want to come here and do that, and then I'll stream something. I don't know. Play it by ear, see if anything jumps out at me as being a good option. It's not like there isn't stuff to do. It's just I've got to plan what I want to actually do, figure out what resources are ready for something. So yeah, it's more than just go pick an item off the shelf and do something with it for 4 hours. So we'll see. But yeah, that is going to be it. So let's run the outro. My phone's trying to tell me that I need to turn off all the cameras because I have a reminder so that I actually do that. Okay, that should be outro. I can't see it because I don't have the No Machine stuff running. So we'll see. But that is going to be it for today. So, a little bit of progress on the SMC70 and the control cable for the 5245L. It's such an inconvenient model number. That worked out great. I'm really looking forward to having the first time that I need to test timing something. So, if you all enjoyed this stream, you may want to follow to be notified when I go live again next. If you want to help support the channel, you can find me on Patreon or get a shirt like this one. But that'll be it for now, and I will see you next time.